3 months ago, I started another 12-week circle for my language learning goals. So today I want to look back at what actually happened during these 12 weeks. What worked, what didn't work, and what I learned from it. At the beginning of this circle, I had a few clear goals. The idea of the 12-week system is to focus on shorter time periods instead of thinking about progress over an entire year. For this circle, I mainly wanted to speak more Spanish, do a bit in Japanese, and build better learning habits again. But of course, real life always looks a little different from the original plan. Work was quite busy during these weeks, so my study time wasn't always as consistent as I hoped. I still studied on many days, practiced vocabulary, or spent some time with the language. But there were also weeks where progress felt slower than expected. Even though the progress sometimes felt slow, there were still small moments where I noticed improvement. For example, I started recognizing more Japanese vocabulary that I had seen before. Those moments are often small, but they show that the learning progress is still moving forward. One thing that helped during this cycle was keeping the learning relatively simple. Instead of trying to use every resource, I focused on a small number of tools and study moments whenever I had time. That made it easier to stay consistent even during busy weeks. Of course, not everything worked perfectly. Some plans simply didn't fit into my schedule the way I expected. And sometimes motivation was lower than I hoped. But that is part of the learning process, especially when you're balancing languages with a full-time job. For the next circle, I want to keep the focus relatively similar. Continue working on Spanish, keep small learning habits consistent, and avoid trying to do too many things at the same time. The goal is not perfect progress, just steady progress. That was my 12-week language learning update. I'm curious how your language learning has been going recently. Have you noticed progress during the last few months? Let me know down in the comments.